Hey everybody, welcome back to our Kaleidoscope Folio. This is my design team project for Country Craft Creations, and I am using Graphic45's Kaleidoscope. And today we're working on the arch element for our cover. And I'm just going to reach over here. And what you're going to need for this is 2 pieces of chipboard, 12 by 12. Preferably 12 by 12. If you only have 8.5 by 11, it'll work. I am using black. If you are making a black cover, the black chipboard is your best bet. You can get it at Country Craft Creations. However, if you only have the craft color, it's fine. You'll just have to make sure you blacken the edges with a Sharpie or some paint or something like that. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to make this. And again, you're going to need 2 sheets. And you're going to need a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper to draw your arch. Now, don't be too intimidated by drawing this arch. It's quite easy, but if you just feel you just can't do it, I'll try and get this one posted as a PDF or something on my blog. So you're going to fold your piece of paper in half lengthwise. You're going to draw, and you know how wide it is because I eyeballed it. It's 1 3/8. So you're going to draw a line 1 3/8 in from the edge, and you can draw it all the way up if you want. If you want, you could just use the width of your ruler. It really doesn't matter what size you make this. Okay? And then you're going to draw these 2 arch shapes. One that comes just, I don't know if you can see, it doesn't go right into the point, but just a hair in from it. And then this one comes up and mirrors it. Cut it out on both lines, here and here. And then when you unfold it, you'll have this shape. It's longer than this. You want to take this shape and put it on one of your 12 by 12 pieces. Let me grab one so you can see it. So the piece that you're cutting out is 11 inches long. This one's already been trimmed down to 10. So just put it on your piece of cardstock, and you can put it right up against the edge if you want, just to save some of your cardstock. And then it'll go all the way down to the bottom. This one has been trimmed. Then you want to take and put this, I use my paper trimmer to trim my chipboard. I keep saying cardstock, but I mean chipboard. This is chipboard, black chipboard. I put mine in my paper trimmer that I cut my chipboard with, and I trimmed it straight along the edge here and straight along the edge here, because I actually put mine in a little bit and cut it straight. So then I had a piece exactly 8.5 inches wide, because remember, this piece of paper is 8.5 inches wide. Right. Then I turned in my trimmer and trimmed this way, just along the top edge of the arch to make it straight there. And then I cut it again so that it was exactly 10 inches long. Okay, so I ended up, oh, and you know what, I don't think I mentioned this, or maybe I did, is I just used art glitter glue to glue this template onto this piece of chipboard, because when it gets attached to the book, it'll be this way and you won't ever see it. All right. So are we clear so far? All right. So the next step, once you've got everything trimmed and neat, is it's got to be cut out. And I am using my Tim Holtz scissors. They will cut this easily. If you prefer, you could use a craft knife. I am not as confident as using a craft knife. So I'm going to go ahead and cut mine with my Tim Holtz scissors, and it's going to be a little tricky because it's a little far away from me, so I may end up pulling this out of frame. Okay, so there's that one, and I just have to get this little piece here that I was having trouble with. I'm going to pull it up where I can see it. just going to turn it over. There we go. Okay, so now we've cut that, okay? And then we're going to cut the inside. And again, I'm just pulled it up where I could see it. Okay, so there is our arch. And I may take a nail file and just sand that down a little bit to make sure it's smooth. So I'm going to get rid of some of this junk. Okay. All right, now your next step is going to be to take the arch over to your other piece that you cut out, and you need to transfer it to this piece. And I just want to put a little tape to make sure it doesn't slide on me. Just put a piece there. Okay, and then I'll make sure I've got it. Let's just bring it down a little bit. Okay, that's good. So then, I'm not going to bother tracing this. I only need to trace the inside curve. And just skip right over my tape. Move the tape. There we go. All right, I'll set this one aside, and now we just have to repeat. And we just need to cut this inside and leave all of this, okay? So just follow your pencil line. I always have a nail file in my kit. So just go through, just neaten it up. Just so it doesn't look ragged. It's not going to be super visible, but you want a neat edge. Okay. And you're going to do that on both of your pieces. Just take your nail file and go through. You can feel where it's rough. Can't remember. You're gonna have to put it down and see which way this goes, like that. So what I'm going to do, so I don't forget, I'm gonna take my pencil. I'm gonna take my pencil and put a mark right here, front and front. It's gonna be covered. We're gonna mat these. Okay, so now we've got two pieces like that, and you can see this, some of this white, but most of that's going to come off when you nail file your edges. If it doesn't, then you can just go through with a Sharpie and just darken it up so it doesn't show. And like I said, that white is going to be sandwiched in between. So if you feel you need to, just after you get it glued together, which is a while, don't go ahead and glue it now, but then you can Sharpie the edges. All right, so there's our arch. Okay, And next thing we're going to do is use these two pieces as templates to cut out the paper that's going to go on them. And I'm not going to do that just yet. So I'm going to set these aside and clean up a little bit. And I will be back shortly and we will continue. Okay, I am back, and as you can see, I've cut a couple of mats. And let me show you what to do. You are going to take this piece, remember you've marked the front, and lay it on the paper, and I put it right up in the corner of the paper. Trace this edge and around the arch. You only have to go about, so far. You don't even have to go that far, really. And then I cut it out. And as you can see, I just cut quite loosely around this arch because it's not going to be seen. It's going to be underneath another piece. And I'm actually going to take even a little bit more off, just to make sure it doesn't show. Just from these leg areas of the arch. Okay, and I have inked the edges, although you probably can't see it because I only did it very lightly with black soot. Okay, so then this is going to get glued on here. And then I did the same, except I cut this one more carefully. I laid this on this paper, traced and cut it, and then inked it. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this one down. Get my scissors here. And let's just get that down. Okay, now let's do this one. And I think I'm going to do, since we're going to fully cover this anyway, instead of putting, oh, let me make a mess. Instead of putting the glue on that flimsy piece of paper, I'm going to put it on this piece of cardstock. Chipboard, excuse me. I keep calling it cardstock. I'm sorry, it is chipboard. It is not cardstock. And as you can see, most of this chipboard is going to be covered. So if you don't have the black, you don't want to wait to get some from Country Craft Creations, then just color the edges with a Sharpie so that the, whatever color you have, the craft probably doesn't show through. All right, there we go. Let's just put that down. Then this piece, is going to go on top of this piece eventually. I'm not going to glue these two together right now because we have a few more things to do, and I may just set it aside until we may work on the inside and then come back to this cover. But the reason I'm not gluing it down yet is I think I'm going to insert something between the two here that's going to dangle down from the arch. I haven't decided exactly what yet, but something. Okay, so I think we're done with our arch, and I think that's enough for today. And so set that aside, and we'll come back to it later on. All right, let me just put the pin back in the glue. All right, thank you so much for watching. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to visit Country Craft Creations. I'll have everything you need to make this project. And like the video if you've enjoyed it. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.